The European elections of 2024 have changed the political landscape in several key countries. We are going to deepen the analysis of the results in Spain, France, Germany, Italy, and Belgium. In Germany, election results showed that Alternative for Germany, known as AfD, became the second largest force with around 16% of the vote. The Christian Democratic Union, CDU, maintained a strong position. The Social Democratic Party, SPD, faced its worst historical result with only 14.3% of the votes. The rise of the far right reflects disillusionment with traditional parties and growing concerns about immigration and security. The decline of the SPD calls into question the stability of the ruling coalition and poses challenges for the 2025 general election. In France, the National Rally RN achieved a significant victory with more than 30% of the vote. La République En Marche, LREM, faced a setback, obtaining only 15% of the vote. The Socialist Party, PS, maintained a representation close to that of LREM. The political crisis caused by the defeat of LREM led President Macron to call early legislative elections, which revealed a political crisis. The success of RN suggests a shift towards more nationalist and Eurosceptic stances in France. In Spain, the Partido Popular PP triumphed with a significant increase in its representation. The Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, PSOE, maintained a strong position, although behind the PP. Vox consolidated its presence as a significant force on the right. Unidas Podemos and other regional parties maintained moderate representation. The strengthening of the centre-right with the PP consolidating its position increases its influence both nationally and throughout Europe. The presence of Vox reflects a growing polarization, with an electorate divided between more conservative and progressive positions. In Italy, the results have been quite revealing. Brothers of Italy, known as FDI, has achieved victory with more than 28% of the votes. The Democratic Party has maintained considerable representation, while the League and Forza Italia remain relevant in Italian politics. The implications of these results are significant. The success of FDI and other right-wing parties, such as the League, has strengthened the position of the right in Italy. Besides, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has gained significant support, strengthening its mandate and its position on the European stage, suggesting greater stability for the Italian government. In Belgium, Vlaams Belang triumphed in the European elections with 14.6% of the votes. N-VA has come in second place with 14.1%. The Flemish Socialist Party, Vooruit, has done well with 8%, while the Flemish Liberals, Open VLD, have suffered a setback with only 5.8%. The defeat of the Open VLD led to the resignation of Prime Minister Alexander De Croo, indicating a political reconfiguration in Belgium. Furthermore, the success of Vlaams Belang and N-VA underlines a shift towards more nationalist and conservative policies, marking a notable rise of nationalism. With the results of the 2024 European elections, we find a more fragmented Europe, with an increase in support for far-right and Eurosceptic parties. However, pro-European parties such as the EPP, S&D, and RE still have the ability to form a majority coalition. Although it is also true that the results of the European elections of 2024 have redefined the political landscape of the continent, with a strengthening of the centre-right and a notable rise of the extreme right. The coming years will be crucial for the European Union, that will have to face internal and external challenges, seeking to balance cohesion and integration with national sovereignty and the demands of citizens. The current global situation of the European Union is one: strengthening the centre-right. The victory of the European People's Party, known as EPP, and the consolidation of centre-right parties in several countries indicate a strengthening of centre-right pro-European forces. This trend can influence the configuration of economic and security policies at the European level. The EPP, led by Ursula von der Leyen, has reaffirmed its position as the leading force in the European Parliament with 191 seats. Von der Leyen has called on socialists and liberals to form a centrist pro-European coalition, adding a total of 409 seats. This pro-European bloc seeks to maintain stability and continuity in EU policy. Two, growth of the far right and Euroscepticism. The progress of Meloni, Vox and Le Pen is notable. The increase in seats for far-right and Eurosceptic parties, such as the RN in France and the AFD in Germany, signals a growing disillusionment with the EU and a demand for more national and sovereign policies. These parties can block or slow down pro-European initiatives. The far-right has gained ground significantly. The Identity and Democracy Group, which includes Marine Le Pen's National Rally, has increased its representation in the European Parliament with 58 seats. The Conservatives and Reformists, known as ECR, have also added 2 additional seats, reaching 72. This progress has been reflected especially in France, Germany, the Netherlands and Austria. Three, political polarization. Political fragmentation and polarization are evident, with an electorate divided between pro-European and nationalist positions. This polarization could make it difficult to form stable majorities in the European Parliament and complicate decision-making. The current challenges of the European Union are numerous and complex. The growing political fragmentation requires a greater effort to maintain unity and cohesion within the EU. Coalitions and dialogue will be essential to face common challenges, maintain the unity and stability of the bloc. Regarding immigration, which remains a hot topic, with increasing support for parties that promote restrictive immigration policies, the EU will have to find a balance between security and human rights, which could affect the EU's reputation as a space of reception and respect for human rights. Furthermore, the fight against climate change remains a priority. The EU will need to implement ambitious policies to meet its emissions reduction targets and promote sustainability. Political fragmentation could make it difficult to implement effective measures, although citizen pressure and international collaboration will remain driving forces. On the economic and recovery front, post-pandemic economic recovery and the consequences of the war in Ukraine require robust economic policies that foster inclusive and sustainable growth. Finally, in foreign relations, the EU needs a strong and cohesive foreign policy to confront global challenges and maintain its influence on the international stage. The strengthening of nationalist parties could lead to a more fragmented foreign policy. The European Union must work to maintain a unified position on global issues, including relations with powers such as the United States, China, and Russia. The 2024 European elections have highlighted a Europe divided between a pro-European centre and an increasingly influential right. The coming years will be crucial in determining the direction of the European Union, its ability to face global challenges and its role on the international stage. Collaboration, dialogue, and the ability to form coalitions will be essential to navigate this complex political landscape.